Okay, let's start. Even though people still need to join, let's kick this off. So, hi to the new guys and welcome back to the old ones. Let's get started with the I don't know, last third week we done this. We pushed a lot of things. Let's see how this evolved. Last webinar was also about custom actions. It was barely when we launched it. And since there, we got so many feedback from you. And for that, and for the entire team, thank you very much. I think we improved it. We hope we improved it. And we're still working on it. I'm going to show you the V2 right now, but we're still going to push some new updates next week on Wednesday, when is our update day, that will improve this further. So the agenda will contain the custom actions, inbound receptionist. Yeah, this sounds plain, but I will tell you more when we get there. Contacts, and then the roadmap where we can talk more about that, what we're planning to do, and what's next. All right. So custom actions. I know this is a bit more advanced feature as it's been released, and it requires a bit technical capabilities to set it up. But even for some, it was a bit harder and had some hiccups during the setup. Where we plan to take this, we really plan to take this like being easy for even less technical people to try, use it, and build their own integrations with their own CRMs. We're going to have more templates on this, but right now we really want to nail the user experience and to be usable, at least for a bunch of people that can really know how to do this. So coming back to the improvements, we have a new UI and a new UX on this. Now you can use the response fields as variables in the action prompt, because this was an issue that you couldn't call them. You can use the same reference in the user prompt, so you can reference it across the prompt that you have. You can also perform the custom action before the call even starts, or rather keep it during the call, but is this something that you will also requesting? And now you can connect or disconnect your GHL account directly from the authentication tab. This was more for the agencies who had the sub account and had issues with this. This is more a strict one. So next will be the demo time. Let me show you these improvements. I have multiple tabs open here. Let's see which one is the correct one. All right. So let me go to the UX improvements. So it's still here. All right, we have the default one that we're going to use, which is the get preference from GHL. I will not set it up right now. We still have the demo on how to set it up. We'll update that. Just going through the UI UX changes. So you see this little thing here. If you enable this will run before the call starts. So if you don't want to have a special trigger during the conversation and you just want to trigger a custom action at the start of the call, you toggle this on. Get inputs from the user. Yes, this was here before as well. But what changed was here the entire mapping for the endpoint, headers, the query, and authentication. We put them together as this because this is more structured and it's more relatable to most of you who are working with APIs. Then the rest is pretty straightforward, the initialization, and also here on how you can reference the variables from the response. So you can see here, we have a new ways of using this. You just use the greater and smaller, and you can pick which one you want to reference. This is available here only into the custom action for now. You can still use the same. I'm going to show you how it looks in the user prompt, but you can reference everything that you fetch, and you can use it here in the instructions on how to use this custom action for the app. One important thing when you're trying to initialize even this action or other actions with the custom action, for now, in the query fields, please, for the initialize action for the test, please use like your real phone number or real data so you can trigger it correctly. And after that, switch to the variable so it can be worked dynamic. All right, so this is on the custom action level. Let me show you on how it looks in the prompt. I still have the same prompt. I hope that I used the last time, where I used the real estate. It's one of our templates. It doesn't matter. Yes. So let me show you a bit here, the prompt. So at the call of the script, I asked the user if he wants the AI to fetch the preference from the system and execute the get the user preference from Go high level. This naming here is exactly how the custom action is named. So it's the name of the custom action. If you're trying to do something like this, please reference into the prompt, into the user prompt, the action that you expected to the AI to do. So in this case, get the user preference from Go high level. Once you have executed the action, you can proceed with the rest of the script. And as you can see here, I keep mentioning, no, not here, here. The user customer number field is results data my customer number field. We're going to make this a bit more easier on the eyes, so it doesn't look so cluttered and so ugly. But you're basically referencing by using those greater and less signs to use the response from the custom action to use it into your prompt. So you can map it here however you want. I'm going to show you here. All right. So here we also improved a bit the UI. You can see all your custom actions that you can add here. You can add multiple custom actions if you want. You will see the general, the response, to see the response was in the response, and the action prompt, the one that you also have when you set it up. You can see here some variables that you can include in a prompt and so on. Let me show you for the demo that I will do. Let me show you how I did set up my GHL. So this is the basic contact that I have in Go high level. Imagine this could be any CRM of your use. I had some notes here, and then I have a budget field. I also have my customer number field, and I have some instructions for this. Let me revert back to the prompt. So this is the entire setup in GHL. Let me go back here. So it should act like, first, it should pull out my preference. It should tell me the preference. And we should, if I don't have the customer number field, it should ask me. If I have it, it should pass. Let me set it up and open again the prompt. So where is the instruction? Yeah, the user customer number field is okay. I inserted it. It should be a number like I gave it an example to understand what I'm meaning. If you have it, confirm it with the user. If you don't have it, ask the user to provide it. All right, let's do this and see how this works. Okay, I'm getting a call.
Hello, I am calling from Majestic Estates. I've seen you complete our form on the website about buying or renting. Do you have a couple of minutes to finish the request?
Yes.
Great. Can I look up your preferences in our systems to get started?
Yes, please.
Stay on the line. Let me fetch your preferences from our system. Thanks for waiting. I see your preferences are set for Berlin with 4 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms. You're also interested in properties that have a gym. Your budget is $1 million. Could you please provide your customer number so I can update our records?
Yes, my customer number is 1234.
Got it. Thank you. Just to confirm, your budget is $1 million. Has that changed at all?
No, that's all. Thank you. So let me go back to my GHL. No, good. Let me go back to my Synthflow. So yeah, I had a budget rule somewhere here. Okay, here. The budget of the user is the variable. If it's lower than $1 million, ask him if he can increase it or not. So that's why it asked me if to increase it or not. But now I can please, I'm going to mute you all for a second. If I have here a number, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, let's add the budget. All right, let's save it. Let's redo the call and see how it reacts now. Hopefully the good way. Okay, so now it should ask me to increase my budget, and also it knows my reference number. Hello.
Hello, I am calling from Majestic Estates. I've seen you complete our form on the website about buying or renting. Do you have a couple of minutes to finish the request?
Yes.
Great. Can I look up your preferences in our systems to get started?
Yes, please.
Please wait. Let me fetch your preferences from our system. Thanks for waiting. I have your preferences here. Just to confirm, your budget is $728,000. Would you be able to increase it to 1.1 or 1.2 million dollars?
Yes, maybe.
Awesome. Are you looking to buy or rent?
All right. And now it continues from, it didn't ask me for the customer number field, but yeah, you've seen that how this works. You just need to properly rule it so it knows what to do. So next week, as I've shown you in the custom action build, once you add the greater, the less sign, you'll be able to see all the variables from that custom action that you enabled for this assistant, and you can reference them here. So this will be easier to use the response and do your shenanigans during the prompt. Yes, let me see if something I did miss to tell you about the custom action. No, I think this is all for the custom action right now. So we're going to update it, and after this, we're going to add more templates as we were, happily that it works properly. We have some customers that are already integrating with Salesforce to do the same thing with HubSpot already and other tools along the way. Next, contacts. Yes, this is also a big initiative that we're releasing. So the contact is a temporary place for your leads where you can import contacts, automatically create contacts, and export. So basically, automatically create contacts on inbound calls. So every time you got an inbound call, you can automatically create a contact in the contacts page. Sorry for repeating. But then you can also automatically export them to your CRM of need. So they just temporarily stay into our platform, but it's easier to then update your CRM. You can also enrich the leads with post-action, like information extraction or tags. Tags is going to be V2, but we're going to add tags to the contacts. I know a lot of you will appreciate that. And you can also easily view all conversation involving a specific contact. So actually, next slide would be the demo, but let me just go to the page with that and show you. So here's the contact page. You can import contacts right now only from a CSV or from Go High Level. If you have Go High Level automatically synced, I imported here my contacts. You can also manually create a contact if you want, but all the other contacts, as you see here, only have a phone number because they're automatically created on a demo call or when you've done an inbound call. So let me show you how these contacts actually look when you look into them. All right, this contact is empty, but here it should be a conversation. Let me go to a contact that has more context. This one, okay, no, this has zero conversation. Okay, no, this one has more conversation. Second. My laptop frozen. All right. So you can see all your list with conversations that you have here. You can click on it. You can see the status of it, what happened, the entire transcript and the recording. So yes, this is what you can do. You can have a single point of contact for all your leads into Synthflow, so you can follow up. You can see all the actions. Here on the right side, we're going to add the tags. The tags will also be used for something else that I will share a bit later. But actually I can show right now. So tags will be used to either filter your leads and so on, but will be also used into the new version of the batch calling, where you'll be able to run campaigns based on their tags. So you can have a campaign based on, I don't know, a start call. They can automatically get a tag at the end, like answered or it was handled. And then after that, you can start another campaign for the user that didn't answer, and so on. So this will be way easier since we're going to release the new contacts that is going to be doing that. Yeah, this was short. It's still a work in progress. And yes, there will be way more ways to import contacts. Yes, we have only CSV line right now, but I will come back to that later, Sharab, because I have an update on that too. Okay, so inbound receptionist, I told you at the start of the call, this is a bit vague, but what would be like if you could build a receptionist in a few clicks? Because we've seen there are so many use cases. Our users are trying to build and explore with our app, but some use cases are similar and happen very often. And inbound receptionist, I can tell you, is one of the most used. But also, because it's one of the most used, it still has different variations, and also it still needs you to know a bit of prompting and how to nail a perfect scenario where it either books an appointment, does a transfer, or just captures some information. So for that, we want to simplify a bit the process. I gave you a bit of spoil here already. 1 second. So you'll have a new option when you create a new assistant. 1 second. To be able to create solely an inbound receptionist, which is a simplified version. 1 second. All right. So you'll have 3 options. You can start from scratch. Yeah, for sure, Scott. You can build an inbound receptionist or browse our templates. So when you click on the AI inbound receptionist, you'll be prompted to this screen where it requires to add your website. If you add your URL here, we can scrape your URL and automatically enhance the prompt that we're using in the backend with information from that website. So you have a business, I don't know, a plumbing business, and you want a new inbound receptionist to handle over. You add their website or some small presentation site that you have, and we automatically scrape the company name, information, services, and what's needed. You can also skip this step, but then you have the greeting message, which is the very first thing that the agent will say, and working hours. Why working hours is important? Because this agent can do human transfer. So you want to do human transfer only when humans are available. So here you should input when are your working hours. In the future, we're going to automate this the same if you have it in either the Google Maps link or on your website, we're going to automatically fetch it here. But if not, you're going to have to set it here. Next, you can also add a knowledge base for FAQ that the agent should use. Then you would be able to pick a phone number. If you already have your Twilio connected or you buy a phone number for us, you'll see this drop down. If not, you'll be prompted to do that. Then the last step, not the last step, almost the last step, is going to be to either enable one of the actions like the real-time booking and the call transfer, and also enable like post-call information extraction. Post-call information extraction will come next week with also some templates, pre-configured templates. So you don't have to write the prompts for that all the time. But you enable this here. You go to connect with your CRM. Yes, use Synthflow, the contacts page already as a default, but you'll be able to connect your Go high level soon. When I mean soon here, it should be next week, HubSpot, and we're going to add multiple CRMs as well. I think this answers a bit your question, Charles, but I will get back to that as well. After you connect your CRM, your assistant is ready. You can add your phone number and you can call. Yeah, this is not the final version of the UI here because it's still in testing development. It will be released next Wednesday. But here you'll be able to test your assistant and go and deploy it. And that's it. Here is your assistant. That's indeed promptless, but it suits the role of the inbound receptionist, doing most scenarios like book an appointment, do a human transfer, gather more information depending on the issue that the user has. And yeah, that's it, the inbound receptionist. Hopefully you'll be enjoying this. Last, let's talk about the roadmap quickly, and then we're going to drop into the FAQ part of the webinar. So voice improvements. Yes, I forgot to finish the sentence. So we made everything more stable. Right now we have all our servers and so on. Everything is stable in terms of latency. It will not see spikes anymore. We had some latency improvements also pushed. I hope you felt that. I'm going to ask you after this. We're still working on removing the small latency from the start of the call of us after the custom greeting, which is a bit more than the rest of the conversation. And yes, Ben, in I think 2 weeks, we're going to also include this one here: background noise, filler words, and also speed adjustment. There will be all three included into the same feature release. We have a call simulator. I think some of you didn't see this because it was quite hidden. That's our culpa, actually. Let me see if I have something to show you demoing, not here. It's a call simulator where you can test your assistants without making a call. You can test it more into like in a scenario, closed quarter scenario, where you just see if the agent follows the prompt that you return to it and it does all the things. Oh no, it was okay. It was chat here. So here on the right side, you can change it between phone, computer. I don't know what computer this is, the widget, and that should not be here. You have two options here where you can start writing and create a new simulation with it. So it basically follows the script. It should follow the script. Let's see. Hey, so it did a custom greeting. And here you can simulate and stress test your prompts without doing the calls over the phone. Contacts, I've shown you this. Multi-human transfer, I didn't show you this. Let me show you right now. So we also changed a bit the way you're adding actions. We're still going to improve this because it has some edges where it's, yeah, call transfer. So call transfer, not anymore a pop-up. You open this in-depth view. You can add a phone number here. You add your phone number. Let me add a real phone number because it needs to be a real phone number. You have this validate button. It validates that the phone number exists, and it should. You need to add a condition here. You have the advanced settings as before, but you can add multiple transfers here, depending. You can send one to department X, one to the department Y, and you can do multiple human transfer. Yeah, this is a human transfer. What we have next? Inbound receptionist. I put it as done, even though we're releasing next week, but for sure we're going to release. So this is motivation for our team as well. Finally, we have an official make automation app that you can use instead of Zapier. If you don't like it, I know many people prefer Make because it's cheaper or they can have different actions. We don't have so many tutorials here yet on Make, but we're going to make those Make tutorials. And also we have a Bubble plugin for those who know Bubble. It's a no-code interface tool. You'll be able to use all our REST API actions into that to build a front end on top of the API. So it will be easier to integrate that with us. As I said, background noises, filler words, stuff like that, and with the speed will be hopefully in 2 weeks also implemented. Contact V2 because I've told you that it will be improved and reworked as well. So we want for the contacts to have multiple ways of integrating Sharab, as you said, not only Go High Level or CSV. We want we're going to release HubSpot. We want to have a spreadsheet and other CRMs there that you can send data, and also, yeah, why not Zapier to send the data there. And also the batch rework batch, I know it's sometimes a common requested action feature that we lacked a bit, but with the contacts, it will be easier to do more like doing appointment bookings, adding tags to the calls, and having more outcomes depending on the results of the batch campaign. HubSpot, I did mention. We also launched payments overview for agencies. It's a solely for agencies. I don't know if I have it here. 1 second. But basically, it shows you how much your sub-accounts consumed, meaning how much did you earn. Let me see if I have this. Already set it. I don't think so. Or to look. So we have it here, and we have it here in payments as well, but I didn't set it here. I don't know in what account I have it, so I will not do it because I don't want to break my laptop right now. And we added more languages, Italian and Dutch. This is more for the European side. And we're going to add more, but yeah, incremental. Yes, so this is the roadmap, what we've done with what we're going to do. Please go to feedback@synthflow.ai. I'm going to write it here in the chat as well, where you can also see a part of the public roadmap and propose, but also vote new features. I forgot to add here. Wait. We're going to also have the drop of voicemail soon, hopefully, but it's in work because it's requested by the users. So if you have a new feature idea and you think everyone would benefit of it, go to feedback, synthflow.ai, post it that there, pitch it, and also vote for the others. So we take that into consideration for our sprints. Yes, now we are at the QA section. Yeah, please raise your hand or write in the chat and we can start. So inbound will work similar to outbound if contact has the context. Yes, Shorab. It exactly that's what you said. If it has the context inside already.
I'm sorry.
Oh no, no. I was just doing this.
Oh, all right. So yeah, Shorab. If we have the context already in Synthflow on an income call, it will already can use that information. Yeah. Yeah, please raise your hands. Inbound receptionist add-on is scheduled for release next Wednesday. Yes, Mike. Are you planning on creating flow view of the prompt setting like Ben thoughtly. Antonio, hi first, and we were thinking about that really, really a lot, but I would really love for you, Antonio, to write me what do you think are the benefits of that. And yeah, please write what do you think are the benefits of that, and what do you expect to have better than the ones that you mentioned, because we know they have it. We already thinking about that, so just wanted to nail it down. Sharab, yes, please.
Yeah, for the RAG, there are two ways I was thinking. One is like where we can add the standardized info about the company, about any of the specific background info that we used to be in the prompt can move to RAG. Is there any other better way of optimizing prompt? That right now the prompts get very long. So what is the best recommendation on how to leverage the memory or the RAG for that?
So RAG indeed, it gets a bit misunderstood in the way how it should work. So if you have like the prompt is exactly the how of the agent, most likely it's how it will interact with the user, with everyone, and exactly what to do. The knowledge base is something that happen sometimes. It can happen, it cannot happen. It's more for FAQ, if you want to pick an FAQ, a pricing from a product or stuff like that. So it really depends on what you're trying to achieve within your prompt. Because indeed, it should not have like really long pages right now.
Yeah.
So it really depends on your scenario. If you want to pick information at a certain time from a PDF about a thing, about a description of a product or something like that, you keep it in the RAG.
Got it. So it's not for like switching like different personas or switching like
No,
different prompt subsections.
no. For that, it's better if you're using assistant teams.
What?
For that scenario, if you want to have multiple
Yeah.
prompts, it's better to use assistant teams and
Got
have
it.
a leader that has multiple. I want to also show you something on RAG. I think this is helpful for everyone. So each folder, each knowledge base has its name. That's not that important, but has a trigger condition. This is similar to what we have for the human transfer and for the SMS, I think. This is the if statement of when this is supposed to happen. You can have multiple trigger conditions here. So user ask about property in US. User ask about Y and X, but always please, you can see here that there are some like conditions when this comes into an hand. So what it does, it goes when it identifies this condition, it goes into the RAG documents, it looks for that certain thing there and comes back with the answer. So it's not able to go there and take the entire context and work based on that, like if it's a prompt or something like that. Yeah.
Got it. Thanks.
Any other questions? Antonio, I'm still waiting an answer if you want to take the mic.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, I thought you wanted me to reply to you later. So basically for us, we use the platform a lot for outbound and booking calls, especially for like the email lists that we have. And for some calls in specific, if they haven't submitted the form yet, having like a flow view would allow us to, let's say, if they're qualified or if they're unqualified based on their answers they are providing, to send them either specific booking links or book on specific calendars, depending on the answers they give. So for example, if let's say there is a specific calendar that we book for people that have more than 100 employees, like let's say enterprise clients, then we want to schedule them with a specific set of sales reps on a specific calendar. So if let's say there's a step in the flow where it's like the agent asks how many employees that person has, and the subset of answers are like 0 to 10, 11 to 20, et cetera, et cetera. And depending on each of these, to update the CRM and also like to continue the conversation in a different way. I think that's kind of like the main benefit, because that would allow us to, let's say, all the front end buyers that we have, we send them to a quiz right now, and we ask them a bunch of questions about their health, metabolism, and stuff like that in one of our clients. If we could skip that part and like have the AI get all the answers, and as it is getting the answers, it's updating the CRM, and depending on what the person is answering, scheduling on different calendars, that would just absolutely improve a lot our operations. So that's mostly the reason why. And to write a prompt for that, I think it's going to be very difficult.
Yeah, no, that's indeed a thing that we're thinking about, how hard it is for our users to write that. But it can really depend on where do you start. And I'm really wondering, I've heard that you want to use multiple calendars. Okay, that's valid, I can understand. But right now, I mean, it's pretty rudimentary that we have like a plain text kind of prompt. You can achieve that, let's say, funnel, lead qualification funnel with it, or it still has issues like following the instructions, depending on the branches you create with words rather than visual notes.
Yeah. So right now, because you know that like our go high level, it's not working like to schedule calls. So right now the thing that we're doing is just we're using the information extractor, and then in NAN, like based on the answers, we're sending them to different flows and just like running the automations on the back end post call, which it is working, don't get me wrong. But for example, for this specific use case that we wanted to do, like for all of our outbound, all of our front end customers, which are generating like on a monthly basis about like 70 to 120,000, it would just absolutely like take us to the next level, because right now 25% of these people are submitting the form, and we wanted to get like to 50, right? And
Yeah.
if we can call everybody that purchased after 5 minutes to make sure they get their login and then invite them to like submit the form, it would require massive operations, right? With setters.
But sorry, just to be sure that I understood, you want to update the lead qualification answers live in the CRM?
Yeah, I mean, like that is something that, it wouldn't necessarily be required. It could be done after the call, but if there's like some sort of like flow view, and the reason why I say it is just because I saw in another app that during the call you can send like post requests. So imagine like for every answer that the person is giving, we're sending a post request to update a specific custom field with the information that they have provided. So it would allow us to, let's say, if the person drops off or something along those lines, just kind of send them back to a flow where, you can skip some steps and it can make the conversion much quicker.
Yeah, all right. So yeah, you can still, right now with the custom actions, you should be able to send back also a similar thing.
I haven't tested the custom actions yet, but I'll definitely do.
Yeah, all right. No, thank you very much. It will help us nudge the correct direction, Antonio. Has anyone any thoughts on this topic? Really on this topic about prompting in a visual way with nodes? No? All right, Mike. Yes, I want to hear more about that. Why you think it would be useful? If you could please share your case.
Yeah, for me, I'm very much a beginner, so I'm maybe a little out of my depth here. But sometimes for me, visual is a little bit easier for me to understand. Although I think you've done a really good job with the instructions so far. I think for me, just visualizing where the conversation might go based on the logic tree might be easier for me to comprehend. Antonio's use case seems very much more advanced than what I would be doing anyway. So I don't want to take any thunder from Antonio. But just for me personally as a beginner, very rudimentary level, it might be something I could use.
When you say you're a beginner, in terms of like using automation tools, how beginner are you? Sorry for the thumbs up.
Like literally 3 weeks. Like
All right, all
I
right.
just started.
Okay. No, yeah, visual it's easier sometimes. But yeah, no, it makes sense. It makes sense. If anyone else on this topic, and if not, I can move to Sharab.
You know, I don't want to say anything poor about the topic, but I tried to use Bland, and I find that it's a bit restrictive when you think about how to design a prompt or engineer a prompt, where you start digging into, okay, what call path and how do I specifically construct the response to the AI? Which, when you start to do some advanced AI engineering, you realize that the power really isn't in how to direct it; it's really how to train it. So I'm not trying to say that that's a bad idea. I just found that when I use Bland AI, it wasn't as helpful as getting into the prompt and really just kind of digging in how prompt techniques. So that's just kind of.
Yeah. No, thank you, because I was thinking the same thing. I'm trying to put myself into different users' shoes. I write prompts. I don't know how many prompts I written. For sure, there are people here that write prompts better than me, but it can get, if you don't know the entire scenario, but I think Antonio here in his use case, he knows the entire overview of what's going to happen with his sales calls, like really sales driven. He knows all the loose ends and all the edge cases that could happen in that conversation. It's great. If you don't know that, you'll get into some now what. So, but yeah, no, this is a healthy conversation. I really thank you guys for this. Let's move to Sharab, please.
Yeah, Alex. Yeah, I have a few things. Hopefully it will be helpful to the group as well. So I wanted to bring it up here. One is like I saw that you guys have this demo of the chat interface now where I can test the prompt in this one. So will there be an option for even us to have this integration somewhere else where the user who has had a phone call can continue either in chat with the same thread so that we don't lose the context of the thread in some way, or expose the chat interface as well to them?
That's more for your use. And you also reminded me about something, but that's mostly for you to test it out. So in the future, we might do that because we already have it here in our roadmap to integrate the text chat with a voice chat. But right now that's for testing purposes of the prompt to be sure that it follows the instructions. So instead of just doing it for the phone, it does it in the written version. What you reminded me is that we're going to rework the widget as well. You hopefully everyone knows here about our widget, which is quite limited right now. Also, if you have ideas about that, please write here in the chat. What would you love the current widget to do? Because we're going to rework it from the ground. It will have actions. It could book like appointments, or can do information extraction and stuff like that. But if you have any thoughts about that, please write it in the chat. Yeah.
And then the other question is around contacts. So like I saw you like if I get an incoming call or I do an outbound call, which was done through my through Synthflow, can I automatically make sure that that contact gets added to the contact list so that if they call back, it has the context? Is there an automated way to do that?
Sorry. So it's an inbound assistant you receive.
So let's say I have both. I have inbound and outbound. So
Mhm.
Ça
first it
change
goes
rien,
outbound.
bordel de chiottes.
Sorry.
Sorry, can you repeat?
So I have an outbound one where I have a form, they fill the form and they get a call. So when they do the call through Synthflow, or Synthflow does a call, can I automatically make sure that the number I'm calling gets added to the contact? Is there a way to automate that at least so that if they call back again, I will be able to then just update the contact?
So right now, no. Right now, no. I don't know how. So okay, it's like a missed contact, no?
No. So let's say I made an outbound call, and whichever call I made the call to, is it a way to also add that number to the contact
Oh,
when I'm
yes. That will be possible. So if you make a phone call to an assistant user,
Yeah.
you'll add that to the contact as well, but not right now.
Oh, it's not there. Okay, you are
Yeah.
adding that
Yes,
automatically
but
to the.
imagine if you have already your contacts into Synthflow, for example.
Yeah.
You already start the campaign to trigger it there, but you're saying if you start somewhere, I don't know, in Zapier, and you have a spreadsheet there and an automation to call a list, you want then to automatically push those leads that happen in the call to Synthflow?
Yes.
All right, okay. All right, but it will not be the same. It will be like, hey, I create a phone number for that. So it will not have the entire context. You still have to populate those with the automation, inbound webhook, and so on. It will not
Yeah.
have the entire.
So it has a. So I saw it today. So it has a transcript of the call. If I add the contact of all the calls that it made, so then I can just use those transcript to have the continued conversation if they make an inbound call.
Oh, yeah. All right. Okay. Yeah, understand.
So the
Understand.
reason I'm asking is because a lot of time people either miss the call or they don't, they drop the call and they try to call back. And when they call back, it's not able to understand where they were or what the context was. So if I can just keep the transcript of the previous one in the
Yes.
contacts.
Yes, you can have the previous one. Yeah. Okay. No, I understand. Yeah.
Okay. That
All
will be
right.
helpful. Yeah. So it doesn't feel like it's a deja vu, like you have to call again and it doesn't remember anything about you.
Yeah. Thank you, Sharon.
Yeah.
Is there a way we can track change logs in multiple versions? Yes, Max, in contacts, you'll be able to track the changes. Yeah. If you're talking about that, Max, Quada. I'm not sure if I pronounce your name. All right. Any other questions? I can take one or two more questions. No? Okay. Okay, look, questions. What is the best or stable element at this moment? So the best were actually between GPT-4 Turbo or our system and GPT-4o. GPT-4o is getting better and we're optimizing more for it. So you could use those two. Like those are the best right now. We're going to also try, we already tried Sonnet. Probably you're asking about that, but it's not performing so well in terms of latency so far. But yeah, use GPT-4 Turbo or GPT-4o. Those are the most reliable. Gabriel, when booking with GHL, the agent always repeats 2 or 3 times the same thing, and it has some trouble with data available. Is there a better way to use the action? Yes. Let me, this comes back to how you prompt it. I can tell you for sure, Gabriel. Let me see if I have an example here. 1 second, please. Yes, 1 second. So, I need to change regression. The reason why sometimes it gets the wrong dates, I don't know how your prompt looks, but try within the prompt to be direct as you can, like book appointment. You don't need to tell him provide 2 dates if he wants do that or do the other. Let me see if I have something set it up or that I can briefly show you. Okay, let me add it. Let me quickly add. Let me add it. Go high level. Oh, not this. Let's go. All right. All right. All right. So now the action itself it's added. 1 second. Again, freezing. All right. Yes, it's supposed to happen if you have so many tabs. All right. Okay, so let me point you to one quick thing where I have important rule, sales, parts. Okay, service. Begin the inquiry with specific, offer available time slots. All right, so here in the instructions where it should start booking the call. So imagine you have your own prompting and so on. Here it worked because I tested it and it's a template, but you should be something like begin the inquiry with specific service, or right, then book an appointment, something like this. This should be straightforward. Don't add any other wording around this. Something simple like that should do the deal. If this doesn't do the deal, most scenarios, you could reference something like use get availability tool, then use create booking tool. These are the two tools we have. Basically, they are named like this: get availability and create booking. And what does it say here? It instructs the AI to use that specific tools. One more thing. Yeah. No, this is it basically. What we also add at the end of the prompt some instructions. So sometimes it doesn't hallucinate, but if you do something like this, really simple, when you need to book the appointment, the AI will know what to do. So yeah, I hope this answers your question, Gabriel and Ricardo. Please give it a try. It's really more prompting. Yeah. All right. One final question before we end. Anyone else? All right then. Thank you very much. We have like a prompting guide in our documentation. It also speaks English for a phrase or two. Oh, so Ricardo, you're using like I see what you're saying. Yeah, why in Portuguese? Yes, we need to update that. Yes, I think you can do it. No, we need to update that. Yeah, thank you, Ricardo. We'll do that. Yeah, thank you very much. We'll send the recording for everyone. Have a great day and great weekend. Thank you very much.